Welcome, everyone. Is Love Hurts the perfect Valentine's date movie? You know, a little something for her, a little something for him, and in the end, it's a magical night of movie bliss. Well, we'll see as I give my spoiler free review of Love Hurts. But before we get to that, I'd like to ask you to give a like and to subscribe to the channel because, in the Valentine's Day spirit, I can guarantee that you will absolutely fall in love with our movie and TV content. Now, let's get on to the review. This movie starts out fast and never lets off the gas. It moves faster than all the single people running to the chocolate aisle at Walmart on Valentine's Day. And if you know, you know. Every time you feel that this movie might start to slow down, it gets sent back into high gear. The movie isn't long at an hour and 23 minutes, but it feels even less than that by the time that you get done with the movie. That's how fast this movie runs. Some of the things that I really liked about this movie are, first and foremost, the action sequences. There are a lot of them. It seems like you couldn't go more than 5 minutes without seeing another action sequence. They're fast paced and they're uniquely filmed, which I think really adds to the overall quality. And the fight choreography is just fantastic. The second thing I really liked is the acting. Ki Hugh Kwan steals the show in this movie. He's just a fantastic actor. He's funny, he's endearing, and everybody can get on his side in this movie. Ariana DeBose also does a great job. She's the main female lead in this movie, and she leaves every scene that she's in with you looking to just see more of her in this film. Marshawn Lynch is in this movie, and he is absolutely hilarious. And he even goes beast mode onto somebody, which is just fantastic. Lastly, I really enjoyed the soundtrack for this movie. It complemented the movie extremely well, and you get down to the climactic scene, and the score of this movie just makes it perfect. The perfect complement to what's going on screen, to what you're hearing through the score. So the soundtrack was really, really good. Now on to the things that I didn't like. And there's probably a lot more than what I'm just going to list here. But first and foremost is there just wasn't much of a love story. It's talked about throughout this movie between many different characters, but none of them actually make you believe there's any type of chemistry between them or real love between them or anything like that. It just fell flat in what they tried to do, and it just wasn't good. There was some good humor in the movie, but there wasn't a whole lot of it. Many of the jokes that they had fell flat, and it felt like they just could have done a better job in this area. I think they had the right amount of jokes in this movie. They just needed to be better jokes for the sake of it. Like, they were there, just they weren't good. So they just needed to write better jokes. And lastly, there was a lot of swearing, and it was just from a few characters. And I know this is something that's more personal to me, but I'm not a big fan of cursing, and I just felt that it was very needless where it was in this movie, and it was just cursing for cursing's sake. And if you're going to use cursing, at least make it mean something, and it just didn't mean anything in this movie, and it kind of just took me out of certain parts because there was just so much of it in such small portions of this movie, and it just was kind of wasn't good for me. But overall, the action sequences carried this movie to the finish line. As fast paced as it was, they could have fleshed out the storyline a bit more, and there was plenty of unanswered or glossed over plot points. This movie probably has a lot for the guys to enjoy, but maybe not so much for the ladies, depending on your interests. So it probably isn't a good Valentine's Day date movie. That being said, if you're looking for an entertaining movie, it will definitely fit that bill. I'd like to give this movie a 6.5 out of 10, mainly because of its fast pace and the action sequences, but that's about it. If it wasn't for that, this movie probably would have felt very, very flat. If you've seen the movie, I would love to hear your thoughts down in the comments section, or if you have any other movies that you are excited and looking forward to that are coming up, let me know about those down in the comments as well. Until next time, everyone, see ya.